watching UNO with Dr. Ambrish Saxena.
Hello students, today is Saturday 9th of November 2019. The latest report about India's economy has come from Moody's Investor Service. Moody's has said that India's economy is now to be downgraded from stable to negative. Now, what are these services? These rating services. These rating services are in fact the international services which collect data about economy of different countries, which also include the data which is provided by the respective governments. They analyze that data and then give their reports, and these reports are about the outlook and about the downgrading or upgrading of economies. So in the case of India, Moody's has lowered the outlook. Now, outlook is the first step towards the ratings. Why Moody's has done it? Because Moody is of the opinion that the growth story of India is not very much in the positive zone. Now, this has not liked by Government of India, because Government of India has taken the plea that India is among the fastest growing economies of the world, and if you look into the comparative development of India's economy, it is into a good shape. Government of India has also cited the data released by International Monetary Fund IMF last month, wherein IMF has said that India's GDP will be somewhere around 6.1% in this financial year. So there is a downgrading in this whole GDP figure, but then this is a respectable figure which the government has set. It is interesting to note that Moody's had upgraded India's rating in 2017, and that happened after 13 years, and that was the point where the finance minister of that time, Arun Jaitley, has expressed happiness that at least Moody's has realized the economic potential of the country. And that time the BJP president Ambrish Shah has also said that that was a success of India's economic reforms which had been taken by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But now what has happened? Why Moody's has lowered the India's outlook? That is basically on two reasons. One, prolonged financial crisis as far as the rural household is concerned, and secondly, there is a weak job data. Now, there are two more agencies like Moody's in the world. One is S&P ratings and another is the Fitch ratings. Both these agencies have not lowered the outlook of India. But then if we actually look into the GDP figures, then we have to admit then in the last quarter the GDP figures reached at 5%, which is the lowest since the year 2013. And if we look at the recent statement made by the MD of Suzuki International, he has said that the growth story in India is no more an uninterrupted one. Now, moving on to another story, this is about demonetization, and which is in a way related to the first story, and we are having the third anniversary of demonetization in India, because this had happened in 2016, and that time the currency note of 2000 was introduced to replace the 1000 rupee currency note and the 500 rupee currency note which was in circulation that time. And Mr. S.C. Gupta, who was the Economic Affairs Secretary that time and who was supervising the whole demonetization process, he has said only last week that the 2000 rupees currency note is not much in circulation, and there is a possibility that the hoarding of these notes have happened. And there are reports that the government of India is again thinking of demonetization, but this time it will be a different one. It will be a very smooth and silent process. So what will happen as part of this? people will be asked to deposit their 2000 rupees note in the banks with no replacement. So that is how gradually the government will try to reduce the use of the currency notes of rupees 2000. The Reserve Bank of India, in a recent reply to an RTI application, has said that no more printing of the currency notes of 2000 is happening, and not a single note has been printed in this year, in 2019. But RBI has not disclosed that why this printing has been stopped. The experts believe that it could be for two reasons. One, that the RBI feels that there are too many notes are in circulation of these 2000 rupees denomination, and the bank does not want to increase this circulation. And the other possibility could be the hoarding. The bankers are of the opinion that there are no more 2000 rupees notes in circulation, which is also evident from the fact that if you withdraw money from the ATMs, you will hardly find the 2000 rupees notes, and there are mostly the 500 rupees notes and the 100 rupee notes. If we review demonetization after 3 years, and if reference can be made to an online survey which was conducted recently by an agency on 50,000 people, this says that 66% people feel that the demonetization of 2016 made an adverse impact on the economy, and it was also responsible for the reduction in the jobs and the employment. And 33% people feel that the current economic slowdown in the country is in fact the result, the mistake that was committed in 2016. Now let us see what kind of demonetization the government might be taking up in the months to come. That is all in today's edition.